Hi everyone, and welcome to this Everything That I've Ever Colored series. I was inspired by some other color tube channels who made a series about their colorings to see their progress and their learning curve, and I always enjoy these videos so very much. I just wanted to do one myself, so here I am with the first stack of books. These are all my Coloring Heaven issues in which I colored something, sometimes only one page, sometimes a few more. So we will dive straight in. They are in order of publication that I received them, but the further we go into the coloring video, it will be visible that my coloring isn't ranked from the very start until the very end. It will be a mix from newer works, older works, because the Coloring Heavens have made their entry somewhere last year, I think, or maybe at the beginning of this year I had my subscription. I don't know exactly, but of course I had a lot of other coloring books before I discovered the Coloring Heaven issues, and so the colorings that you will see will be a mix between new and old. So in this book I only did one coloring, and I wasn't too fond of this one. The warm colors for the dragon and the tree compared to the colder ones for her. Not my most favorite or best creation. I have added some metallic looking elements, I see, and also in her hair, and on his wings is Spectrum Noir clear glitter. I don't have my torch with me, so I will have to show you the shimmer and the glitter fun with my daylight lamp, but I hope that's okay. At the beginning of my coloring adventure, I always wrote down what I used. So this is from April last year, and for this picture I did write it down on the companion page, but sometimes I've written it down on the bottom, and I regret that I did that at the beginning, but now I've stopped. I only put down the date. So that was the first coloring. I didn't mark these pages, so I will have to look them up. I did a few more in this one, the Mystical Beauties Special, with the artwork of Zan von Zet. I'm sorry. I'm just going to flip through like this. Another one that I'm not too happy about. I really like her skin, and I love the little shiny details, but everything else is just terrible. My background is no. And here, silly me, I've added all the details down there instead of using the companion page, but yeah. Then I have this one, really liking her. I've used some liquid watercolors on this paper. A liquid watercolor is like a bottle of ink. It looks the same, and as you can see on the back, this was this page was soaked, but nevertheless that proved to me that the paper quality in the Coloring Heaven issues are really fantastic. So maybe it's not giving me the same effect as in some other books, but it can handle quite a lot. And she also has some shimmery details also in her hair. I really like the artwork by Zan von Zet. Only I think it's a pity that I think most of the books are in grayscale, and I really prefer line art, so I was very happy that this book had the pictures in line art. And this is another one that I did, a very plain one, very plain background. I didn't even use a lot of stickles, just on her pants and here as a background detail. Also, again, my information mentioned below, so silly. I think this was the first one that I did in this book. And the only thing that shimmers is the background. It's full of Spectrum Noir, clear glitter. Oh my lord. But really liking her. Looking at these colors, it's graphitint, I think. Yeah, graphitint also written down at the bottom. I'm so glad that I don't do that anymore. And I think this was the last one. Yeah, now we're at the beginning and I don't think I've done the first ones. No. So that was Mystical Beauties Special. And then we have the Anime Special. I haven't done much in this one either, I think. I believe I did 2. And this one was a tutorial video on how I did my Neocolor 2 Sky. Also a lot of shimmer going on her wings, in her hair. So recently I made some playlists on my channel. So if you want to see how I did this background, it should be under how I color with me or tutorials. There is something tutorial like. You must be able to find it over there. And then the second one I only did 2, was this one. This is done with oil pastels for the sea and the background. And I've used some odorless turpenoid, and as you can see, my book is falling apart because of it. I really like the effect, but the turpenoid, although it's supposed to be odorless, it stinks. From here to Tokyo, not pleasant at all to work with, so yeah. But I really like how this one turned out. But unfortunately, Oh, great. It isn't falling apart. It was just a page to protect. Phew. But nevertheless, here I had to glue it. As you can see, I had to tape it back on. And this was done with baby oil to blend. It was a disaster. You can see the oil here. So not an option. That's why I had this page in between. So yeah, the Anime Special. Then the Misfits one. Love this issue. Love the artwork by White Stag. So I've done quite a few in this book. Also colorings or designs that make me happy. I love the Hannah Lynn artwork. They provide happy feelings. Now I'm also addicted to the Deborah Muller pictures or the Deborah Muller artwork, but I adore White Stag's artwork also. I really want to do some coloring this month for Halloween because I adore all the pictures. So this one is also one that I'm very happy with. I love the glowing mushrooms. I've used some cheap pencils to do my shading. The background and the unicorn is Neo 2. And the base of the lady is markers with some very cheap Chinese pencils on top. I really like how they both turned out. Adore this picture. Had a lot of fun doing this one. And it's from last year at the end, almost New Year. So this one is almost a year old. Then we go to my failure page, which I saved. So she wasn't sitting on a pile of ashes. No, she was sitting on a skeleton of some animal, as you can see. But I messed up the shading so badly, it was just looking silly. And so I decided to use acrylic paint to make it look like she was sitting on a pile of coals. And that's why she's looking so frightful, because it's quite hot to sit on. I'm going to show you the shimmer like this. Just plain coloring, only shimmer on her crown. Adored working on this one, and I'm so glad that I saved it. And I did write down everything here at the bottom. And this one, I've used watercolors, I think. Also some glitter and shimmer here and there on the wheels of the little wagons. Really like how this one turned out also. White Stag's artwork is always fun. I really must take a look at all of her books and buy me some more. Did I do another one here? I don't think so. What have I? Oh yeah, this little cutie with a reddish galaxy sky. And I did use some glitter and shimmer here and there on the crystals. Really like how this one turned out. And then one of my absolute favorites I did here. I was so insecure what to do with the background. And I think it must be my first coloring in this book, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, suddenly I thought, why can't she float into the galaxy with her balloons? And so, yeah, it was decided that I had to use my Neos. And as you can see, it hardly bled through. You have some stains here and there, but that paper can take so much. And I don't think, yeah, I've used some stickles on her panties, but it's not quite visible, I think. Really liking this one. And that was everything for the Misfits Special. I have to dive in this one quite soon again. Then we have the Fairies and Friends Special. I only did one during a color and chat, and I've used watercolors for this one. And it's this page. Really like how this turned out. Love my fox. Love the autumn colors. I've left it quite plain. Of course, her skin and her hair are colored pencil, but I think everything else is watercolor. So really happy how this one turned out. I wasn't too certain about the background, but I think the pink has a nice contrast compared to the autumnal colors for the rest of the picture. Then we have the Witches Special. I only did one, I think, but I wasn't too happy with it. I did my red galaxy sky again. She has a lot of mystic or mystical things going on around her, but I'm not sure why I don't like it, but there's something, yeah, I think, oh, she has quite a lot of gold on her clothing. That I do like. I think I don't have very nice memories on this one, because at first I did another color for her outfit. I didn't want to go for the purple, which is quite common if you color in witches, at least I do so. And I've chosen another color, but it wasn't going like it should have gone. And I think that's why I don't have nice memories on this picture. So, and that's the only one I think I did so far. It's also a very nice issue, so I should dive into this one also. But yeah, that was it for now. The Halloween special, just dove into this one quite recently, and it's still a whip. I really enjoyed my pumpkins. I enjoyed coloring in this girl. I love how she turned out. I love my mushrooms and leaves. But then the clothing, it's blocking me. Oh, and the cage and her key is some bronze color. The clothing is really blocking me. And her hands, I still have to do her hands. I will return to it when I feel like it, but for now it's not going to happen, unfortunately. So that was this one, so it shouldn't have been included because it isn't colored fully. Then we have the Dragons in Nature special. And I've only did once, and as you can see here on the side, it was with a product that can be quite intense and smudgy, and that's the Bruchel powders. The Bruchel powders are used here, and you can see them at the back also. But I really like the effect that it provided me, and the two dragons are full of glitter. Used a lot of Inktense on this page. And I love the color combos that I do like about this one. But it's the only thing I've done in this book also. Then we have the Timeless Beauties special. Again, only did one. And it was this little girl. No stickle. Oh yeah, I did put on some stickles. I thought I left it quite plain, but she has some on her clothing. Had a lot of work on this one because the elements of the body are quite big. It took me quite some time. Again, Bruchel on the background. Some watercoloring as a base for the tree and her clothing. But happy how she turned out. I love her blushy cheeks. So that's this one. Then we have the Coptic Fairies special. If I'm not mistaken, I only did one in this too, and I did a video series about it, how to color in a dark-skinned lady. And that's how she turned out. Also with some glittery and shimmery accents. And I really like how she looks. So yeah, the only one in this issue. And then we have the Nouveau Fantasy Special. Also only did one in this book, and it's my little dragon that has to go to the dentist, or that had to go to the dentist. Used some silver and gold paint on the leaves or on the border. I've used gesso and graphitint pencils for the wall so that it looked like fairly natural looking stonework, at least for my feeling. I also have a tutorial video on how I did it, so it should also be retrievable on the channel. So yeah, had a lot of fun with this one. Really like the artwork. But a month goes by so very quickly, and before you know it, you have a new Coloring Heaven issue and you want to color in the new issue. And although I'm not how do you say it, I have some issues. I am some issues behind with coloring. So then we have the Steampunk Special, a happy issue because Hannah Lynn, but I only did one or two in this one because I have the Steampunk Darlings coloring book. So the ones that I did choose to do, yeah, it's only one, is a picture that was exclusively for the Coloring Heaven issue, and it's this one. I had a lot of fun working on this one. I adore how she's looking. Of course, some glitter and shimmer here and there. Oops, I'm having trouble passing my lamp. Really love how everything about this picture turned out. Her hair and the color combination. You can be so fantasyful with Hannah's picture, like my pink clouds. Yeah, love it. And then we have the Woodland Fairies Special. Again, only did one, but I wasn't too fond of my end result. And it's this one. I love how the moon is glowing, but I don't like the rest of my page. It's no. I did my background with Prismacolor pencils, if I'm not mistaken, and it took ages. So I do like how I did the light on the trees, but nevertheless, not my preferred picture. And then we are at the last issue, the Bohemian Beauties Special. Also did one in here, and it was this one. I don't like how the stonework came out. I like the stonework, but I don't like the parts between them. I did use some washi tape for her clothing because she was naked at first, and I wanted to give her some clothing. So yeah. And with this page, we're at the end of part 1 in this series. I'm going to grab a second stack and I'll try to film as soon as possible because I don't have too much time on my hands right now. So I do apologize if there is a lack of videos, but I'll try to do my best, and yeah, if I can here and there, I will try to film. So thank you for watching this first part, and I hope I will see you again for part 2. Take care and happy coloring. Bye bye.